Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Cole Pram reporting to you from the top of the water tower. Um, I've been kind of busy lately. I've been waiting for Mr. Hades to have some time to come in and do an episode on the AE system, which we really need to get up and running because, frankly, all these chests and storage and stuff, it's just really inefficient. It's hard to run around and find things when you need it. But, well, I've been waiting for him to kind of catch up with me. Um, I did a little Botania over there. And then I kind of got a little crazy with magical crops. So, yeah, most of these magical crops over here are actually the Minicio, I think it's called. Uh, and the reason is you need a ton of Minicio in this to do anything with magical crops. But we do have, like, that whole field there, I believe, is Redstone. This field is Minicio. I'm pretty sure I have two fields of Redstone. And the reason why I have why I'm doing so much redstone is because instead of using the lava generators, which is down at that end, I actually created these innervation dynamos which take redstone. So they're stacked with redstone blocks. Um, and this produces quite a bit of power. Basically, we don't need the lava generators anymore. They can basically run the whole base. I also upgraded all of our Ender conduits, so we're using the top tier Ender power cables now instead of the energetic ones, which I don't really know if there's much of a difference. We don't have anything that really draws that much power that you really need them, but I always go for top tier everything. Just makes it easier later on. One thing I also did, which took me a long time, I made a bedrockium drum to fill with lava because eventually I think we're going to tear these lava crucibles down or lava generating crucibles down. So it's at 13 million of 65 million right now. So that's coming along. That's been about 2 days filling up. It's probably going to take a while longer. All right, and what else do I got to show you here? So the other things that I have going with these crops is diamonds and yellorium. So you can see I've got 19 stacks of diamonds in here, but the yellorium's really the big one. I actually just put 12 more yellorium plants in because we're gonna generate a whole ton of this stuff, and we're gonna need that when we get to doing a big reactor. Um, and I'm just seeing if this is feasible. You can see with the redstone, even with those dynamos and their full redstone stacked blocks, we're still producing quite a bit of redstone blocks. So I'm just going to let that run, and redstone's good for all kinds of things. But the yellorium, I want to produce a surplus of that because eventually, when we get a big reactor, we can use these magical crops to grow the yellorium that we can feed into the reactor and keep the reactor fueled. And we're going to need a lot of it. Um, so I have a little processing plant set up here, and there's a filter on the back here, and it takes in so the essences go in here. Right now I'm doing redstone, diamonds, and yellorium. And of course it takes in the diamonds, yellorium bricks, and redstone. Oh, we have some yellorium being processed. So that goes through the packer, and the yellorium comes out as the yellorite ore, which goes to the pulverizer and into the furnace. And the furnace cooks them into bricks, and when you get 9 yellorium bricks back in this chest, they get packed again into yellorium blocks. And this does the same thing with redstone, except for it just goes redstone essence into redstone. Redstone goes back into the box. Redstone gets packed into redstone blocks. So that's pretty much how this works. It's pretty simple setup and works nicely. Um, I don't have my tree farm going right now, but I put all these deep storage units in there because I just was getting a ton of stuff. So I have lots of wood now that I can do all kinds of things with, and I put these little item frames on with a picture on so I could keep them straight and not really optimal. I really like the barrels for that, but to produce a barrel you can't, as far as I know, have a barrel that has as high a storage rate as the deep storage units. But like the only one I have that I've really built any up in was the Redstone blocks barrel. That's why it's green, because it's got the level 5 or 6 upgrade on it, and a bunch of extra storage items. And as you can see, like the deep storage units, like we're up to 3 million, over 3 million cobblestone now in the deep storage. I'm doing that for quests that we have going on here, which is one of them was to fill up a deep storage unit with anything. I think that's in the Age of Insanity. Where are we? Age of Insanity. Fill a deep storage unit with anything. Yeah, so eventually that'll fill up with cobblestone, I hope. I tried to speed it up because when I was building the bedrockium drum, like, you need a lot of cobblestone to make one of those bedrockium drums. I guess that's why you don't really see people use them very often, because it needs 6 bedrockium bricks, and each one of those bricks is 4 triple compressed cobblestone and 4 quadruple compressed cobblestone. And a quadruple compressed cobblestone is 9 triple quadruple or triple cobblestone, and 1 triple cobblestone is 9 double compressed, and a double compressed is 9 single compressed. And yeah, so it takes a lot of cobblestone to make one of those bedrockium drums. So that's kind of where I'm standing at the moment. I'm not really sure what I want to do from here. I kind of really want to expand this even more and have it produce, like, eventually, like I said, when we get to big reactors like this redstone field, I'm probably going to replace with all yellorium plants or yellorite plants, and that way you can produce like a lot of yellorite. Because I have no idea like how much. One of the other quests for the big reactors is to build the largest possible big reactor. And I'm gonna have to look that up because I have no idea how much you need. But yeah, so I got some wither stuff. I should show you that. So that thing way out there, it's disconnected from my base. That was for fighting a wither, because what you have to do, especially for the diamonds, is you need like the upgraded Minicio. So that's Impressio, Crucio. So you go from Minicio to Accio, Crucio, Impressio, and I can't remember the name of the purple one. It starts with a Z. And I don't know if I have enough to make one because it needs a lot. Oh, I have just enough. The Zivicio essence. Right, there we go. And what I've been doing is I actually have been using a lot of that Vizicio essence to make these Vizicio hose, because they last a long time in the farm, in these farming stations. They have a really high durability. You can see it's like 8,500. So this one's about half used. They run for about, because we have a chunk loader, they run for about a day and a half, as is. But that's why I needed all the Minicio plants, because when you want to build one of those, this deep storage unit had over 40,000 Minicio in it this morning, and I built 8 of those Zivicio hose, and I think I made like 9 diamond plants, which you need Zivicio for. And you can see, like, you know, I went from 40,000 and it was actually down to 4,000. It's clicking up pretty quick here, so that's good. Yeah. So, oh, that's where that other lily was supposed to go. I I did a lot of this for symmetry because you really don't need this many ender lilies, or lilies of fertility. But I kind of liked it. I thought it looked nice. It's a nice little farming setup. We got more than enough power to run everything here, so. The one thing that we did need more of that are really hard, like I can't really build any more farming stations because what you need for the farming stations are, oh, I don't have many weapons on me. You need zombie heads, and we actually had set, well, I had set this up so that we could produce essence instead, and it doesn't look like my essence tanks are going to fill up any more than that. It seems to be the max. But at one point when I was fighting the wither, or trying to get a wither, I captured a wither skeleton and put him in the spawner here, so the essence was to drive the spawner. But you need, is it 3 wither heads skeleton heads to make a wither. And, yeah, it took forever to get them. I ended up just going back to the nether and killing withers in the nether because they spawn faster there than this thing can spawn them. I'm half tempted to actually capture a zombie and stick him in here, though, and then kill him because my sword, which is back over here. I always empty out my inventory when I do the processing for the ischios. Let's see here. I'll grab my sword. And, oh yeah, my resident exchanger. I love these resident exchangers. There is a way to increase and decrease its radius, but basically the way it works is, let's say we have, let's take some of these blue essence blocks. So you creep or sneak and right click on the block you want to set the resident exchanger for, and then you can right click on something and it just replaces it for you. So we can turn that up even. Let's turn it up so we can, like, oh, this is probably a bad idea because it'll be hard to fix later. Let's turn it down a little. Yeah, that's good. Bam. That's awesome. It works awesome. So we'll just put those back the way they were. And disadvantages, when I made, when you're doing the magical crops, you need to have these infusion stones. And I'm putting them in order. So the weak ones are easy to make. That's just a Minicio seed with a diamond surrounded by Minicio seeds, or Minicio essence, and that was really easy to create. Then you get the regular, which is you have to use one of the low tier essences like air or water or earth or fire around this weak infuser, and that creates this regular infusion stone. These stones don't get used up, but they do have durability. So when you're processing a lot of the Minicios into like the higher tier Ischios, then you know they kind of wear down pretty quick, especially this weak one. The extreme infusion. No, it's the it's the extreme infusion. You actually need unstable ingots and nether star to make. But once you make that extreme infusion, let me just see here, stone. Infusion stone, yeah. So once you make this extreme infusion stone, which you can see, like, you need another star and you need some unstable ingots. It was actually quite a challenge to make. I blew myself up a couple times with these unstable ingots, so yeah, watch out for that. But once you get this extreme infusion stone, it doesn't wear out. It just, like, once you have it, like, you can use it as many times as you want. So yeah, I just went right for that. Let's go over and have a little look at this. Take off. So this thing here in the lower half, I made an obsidian bunker, and I actually built the wither in here, and then I was able to beat him. He actually wasn't that hard for me to beat. I have this dark steel armor, which actually worked pretty well. And after I beat him, to get the oh shoot, and this area, like there seems to be a glitch with the light here, because occasionally I come over here and there's like light blocks, but if you put down like some dirt and fill in like these corners or wherever the light source is, if you can figure out, you can get the light source to go away. But the next thing you had to do in order to get unstable ingots is take a division symbol and activate it, and you have to do the activation ceremony, which is you have the enchanting table, you surround with redstone, and then at exactly midnight, which you can see in the top left there, it's 2200 at 000, you have to kill a sacrifice near this this table. And we have lots of chickens, so I brought a chicken over here with a safari net and just killed him. And that turns all this dirt into cursed earth. And one thing that Mr. Hades and I discussed was using this resonant exchanger to actually swap out cursed earth. But that doesn't work. If you use the resonant exchanger to swap it out, all you end up with is dirt in your inventory. So, yeah. The division symbols you can get from fighting the withers, but we got them another way, and I have 2 actual activated ones, which you get 256 uses from each activated division symbol. So we've actually, yeah, I've been collecting division symbols, and these are all inactive ones. And you get those from loot bags, so we have a ton of loot bags that, like, we get from, oh man, there's a chicken down there laying eggs. Yeah, so these are the loot bags down here. And we just have like tons and tons and tons. I spent like an hour opening loot bags one day. And I was hoping that you would get like some zombie heads from them, but you don't. As far as I can tell, I haven't gotten any. I really was close. But yeah, so we get a lot of like loot bags are great for the early game. Because you can just get so many of them, right, that you can open and you get all kinds of awesome materials. And I think that something must be, missing some blocks. At one point I did have a blaze up there, and he was shooting at me, and he set a whole bunch of stuff on fire. And, oh, I probably just didn't finish fixing it. Yeah. So the blaze set a whole bunch of stuff on fire, and I had to go around putting it out and fixing stuff, but... yeah, so that pretty much covers it. My tree farm is kind of turned off right now. I didn't really have any need to make anything else. We got lots of rubber. So when Mr. Hayes eventually gets around to it, whenever he wants to do like the AE stuff, which I'm hoping we'll get to this week, because like I said, I'm kind of at a standstill right now until we get that done. But yeah, so I have a couple division symbols in here. Oh, and a builder's one. Yeah, that's another thing that the unstable ingots are good for, is one obsidian and an unstable ingot gives you this builder one, and the builder one is awesome because you just like go around and be like, yeah, I don't have any wood on me. So I'll grab some wood here. And just like be like bam, bam. Yeah, so you can build really quick with it, which I really like. Actually, I'll just put that way over. Might have to go and tear some stuff down. I probably just made a whole bunch of spawn points. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of where I'm standing right now. I gotta wait for my Minicio to fill up again. And I might go for some of that Zivicio armor. Z-I-V-I. Yeah, because that's one of the quests, is to get a set of Vizicio armor. And might be interesting to see how well that works, because I think that that's actually more protection than, alright, so that's protection of 4, the helmet. And My helmet is protection of 2. Yeah, so I mean the Visisio armor is great. I don't know what I'll do with my jetpack though. So I might have to do something. Soil fertilizer. I wonder how you make that stuff. Yeah, there's no recipe for it. I would like to try one of these furnaces out to see like what it does, because I think that maybe it just processes faster. Kind of wonder if maybe like these Zavisio farmland, I don't know how to make it, but if you could, you might be able to grow crops in it faster. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm starting to get kind of laggy here. I imagine the video is getting quite long, so I am going to let you go. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.